second gear. Yeah, what up YouTube? It's your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, back at you with another Forza 6 build video, man. In this one, I just want to take a second to do one of my favorite, well, one of the cars that I really admired as I was growing up. I used to see this car on the street all the time. To be honest, I wish I could still own one nowadays, even though I'm geared more towards Nissan and the Japanese market. However, the 2002 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am WS6 with that beautiful LS1 motor is the car that I am talking about today. Now, I just wanted to take a second to do this build because I've always admired these cars and the Camaros of this same body style. So what we're gonna do, I love the yellow on these cars, but I gotta go with that red, man. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and buy this car up and jump into the modding process. And I'm gonna do this one, you know, a little bit to my taste, the way that I would normally do it if I own this car in real life. Which, you know, who knows, if I ever get more than 2-3 cars and I start collecting, this is definitely going to be one that I'm going to be looking to buy. So with that being said, let's go and jump into the upgrade shop. Obviously, first and foremost, let's take a look at our engine swap options. Looks like a 5.9 liter racing motor. I'm going to leave the stock 5.7 that's in here just to keep it, you know, kind of original. Drivetrain swap. All-wheel drive, that would just be dumb if we did that on this car. So we are going to go ahead and check out what we have here. Now, I'm going to go with a supercharger on this build because for these motors, I think the superchargers sound great with that whine. So we're going to go ahead and throw that on here. Now, let's take a look at some of our aesthetics bumper-wise. The Wings West looking pretty good, actually. I'm kind of liking that little lip at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and install that. This thing is looking mean as hell with that lip, to be honest. A little bit ricer, but I think that once this car gets lowered, it's all going to tie itself really together really well. This wing looking pretty ugly, so we're just going to leave the stock one that's on there. Let's take a look at the rear bumper. Just makes it look a little more aggressive. I'm liking it. We're going to go ahead and install that. And we have the options for some side skirts. Once again, just kind of makes it a little more aggressive. Looks like just a little bit wider at the bottom. Let's go ahead and install that. And let's see. Ooh, that big cowl hood. I'm a big fan of that double rammer. Wow, that is absolutely insane. If I was building this to a drag car and not a street car, that would be the hood. However, I'm thinking this just a little bit more bigged up ram air hood. Oh, we got a message from Mafia Man. Big ups to you. I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and put on the Forza Street hood here, just to make it look a little more beefed up. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and take care of the tires. Now, obviously, gotta put some big rubber on this beast. We're gonna boost the power up quite a bit on this build. So I'm thinking we're gonna need some wide tires and the best compound that we can get. Let's check out our options for our wheels. Now, as far as wheels go, this car, I think, deserves like those are textbook. When this car first came out, you'd see these on these cars all the time. I'm thinking it needs something with a little bit of a dish. Maybe a muscle wheel. You guys know that this is the... Oh, that's looking kind of fresh. If we big up the... if we actually make the rims a little bit bigger, I think that's going to be pretty nice. Whole Shot's a respectable brand. Let's go ahead and get this over with quick, or else I'm going to be here all day looking at wheels. Let's see. We got a 19-inch wheel looking fresh. And I'm thinking once we lower this car, this is really going to tie everything together. So we're going to go ahead and leave those at 19s. And the back, should we do an offset staggered? Yeah, I think the offset would probably look pretty cool for this car. So we're going to go ahead and throw a 20 on the back here. And we are going to to upgrade the clutch, because like I say, we are going to be boosting the power quite a bit in this transmission. We're going to go ahead and put a sport transmission just so we can adjust the gear ratios a little bit on this one. And we are going to upgrade the differential so that we can do some crazy burnouts and donuts. Obviously, we're going to need some brakes to stop all of this madness. So let's go ahead and install those. Now, oh, there goes the springs, still quite high. I mean, man, we're going to have to do something about that in the tuning aspect. I know what you guys are thinking. That's kind of ugly with those wheels. Hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. We will take care of it. What we're going to do, go ahead and install some anti-roll bars, just because these are heavy cars. They're going to be swaying quite a bit from side to side. Weight reduction, we're going to do stage 1, which is just, lightweight battery. Get rid of all the hardware, tools, and tires and shit like that. And here we go. We are going to jump into the performance. Obviously, first and foremost, got to do that intake and exhaust on pretty much any car that I own. That's going to be the very first things that I do. Let's see what we got here. Supercharger, we are going to boost the power out of here. 349 kilowatts. I think we're right around 450 to 500 horsepower. I want to say. Go ahead and install that intercooler, oil and cooling, just to make sure that everything's nice and chill when we're putting that power down. And obviously upgrade the clutch. Now let's see what else we got here. We're in A class, so I think what we're gonna do is top this out at A class. So let's take some fuel system injectors and things of that nature. Let's do some ignition. 687, looking good. And let's see, I don't want to do a camshaft because that'll change the red line of the car, and I do want to keep that relatively stock. So we're going to go ahead, upgrade the race valves. And the displacement we want to leave stock. Let's see, pistons and compression, that's going to bring us pretty much where we want to be. 699 topped out at A class, so this still will be a competitive car if we choose to race it, which is exactly what I like to do for these cars. So, they're not just something that I'm going to be racing around a track randomly. This is a car that I will be able to use if I choose to. So that's going to be good for that. Now, obviously, we need to go ahead and tune this all together. Now, not too much I really want to do here. Let's just take a look at this. 324 kilometers an hour, going to be our top speed. 0 to 100 kilometers, which is a 0 to 60 miles an hour. 4 seconds, that's pretty quick, man. Honestly, gonna leave that the way that it is. Anti-roll bars, let's stiffen these up, because we are gonna, this thing is gonna be a low rider, just a monster. I want this thing to be as stiff as possible, as low to the ground as possible. These cars, really, in real life, very long. The nose is very long, so to have this car low in real life, really not practical unless it was, a weekend car, show car, something of that nature. But since this is a video game, we are going to slam this biatch to the ground. Dampening, looking good. Aero, we're going to leave that the way that it is. Braking, going to leave it the way it is. Have a little test, but the acceleration in our differential, I want to be high. And our deacceleration, we're going to leave that the way that it is. So let's back it on up here, and before we take this thing to the track, I want to jump in here and take care of this paint job here. So let's go ahead and paint this car up. Now, really only a couple things that I want to do. Since this paint job is, just so crisp and pristine as it is, we want to black out these wheels. And black out the window tint. Now look at that thing. If I seen this thing rolling down the street, that is a car that means business. Very subtle with that body kit. Even though it is an aftermarket body kit, the wheels just look absolutely amazing. Very big, very aggressive. And that's pretty much all that I want to do in the paint shop this time around. So this is going to be a relatively quick video compared to some of my other videos. So hey man, let's take this thing to the drag strip a couple times. Take her out in a, just the open track, and take this thing for a little bit of a rip. So test drive, first and foremost, what we're going to do is jump into the test track airfield and go over here to the quarter mile. Now the reason we're in the test track, this track is a lot stickier than some of the other drag tracks in this game, so we're gonna do a quarter mile, see what this biatch is running, and then, you know, maybe take her out for a little bit of a rip and see if we can get some donuts and some tires smoking. What do you guys say, man? So if you guys have enjoyed this video, oh, she's breaking loose. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that thumbs up. What are we looking at here? An 11.6 for the quarter mile. So this thing, you know, outperforming a stock WS6 for sure. Like I say, always been a fan of these cars, the Camaro SS, the WS6, just anything with an LS motor, really, up to the Corvettes, obviously. Very powerful vehicles. So what we're going to do, go ahead and select our track. We are going to take it back to the test track airfield, and oh wait a second, back it on up here. We are in the wrong section of the game. We got to go back to test drive, take it back to the test track airfield, and I'm going to show you guys why. I just want to get into the big open space, see how this thing handles, see if we can get like some G-force ratings and stuff like that going. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for builds, let me know down in the comments section. I will make sure that I get to them ASAP. Been back at work, actually got full time with the company that I work at, so it's been very busy there with all of the wintertime fun going on around here. So rest assured that I will be back making some, you know, more than regular. Now we're trying to get at least one out a week, but I will be back making some more regular videos very shortly once things slow down. This car sounding amazing. I love that hood, man. I just absolutely love that hood. Let's get a little shot from the inside. Now the Pontiacs, Trans Ams, or the Camaros, never really anything special. You got these weird buttons here that look like they're from like a Grand Prix. The radio controls and stuff like that, looking like they're from Cavalier. But nonetheless, you are paying for that motor, that power, that V8 rawness. So you really can't complain about all the aesthetics. But let's take her for a rip and see how she does. On the e-brake there. E-brake didn't do very much for us. There we go, that's a little better. Even with all of the wide tires and the good tire compound, still a handful, man. I don't know what we would be able to do to improve the grip on this car, but this thing just wants to slide. This thing honestly is, I'm thinking, gonna be just a straight line monster. But because when it comes to turning, it is just not a very functional car. Now, gentlemen, or possibly ladies watching, I doubt there's really any ladies watching video game gameplay videos, but if there is anybody out there that owns one of these cars or an LS, you know, anything with an LS, this body style Camaro, let me know how they handle in real life, if they can actually take turns. Now this obviously little more power than stock under aggressive situations. I'm just romping on this thing, trying to get it to drift. Oh, can we make the door? No, we can't. That definitely would have been right off front number one for that car. So let's go ahead and restart this thing. Get a little bit of donuts happening here. Second gear. To be honest, this thing is so loud. You can barely hear the supercharger whine. I guess that big V8 just roaring away. Obviously, you're not going to hear too much over that, but I expected to hear a little bit of wee, wee, wee. Little Miss Piggy shit and all of that. But this thing, honestly, a handful. My verdict after driving it around for just a few minutes, this thing is definitely a great car to park up and just look at. But if you're trying to win races with it, nah, man, it is not going to happen. This thing is just too much of a handful. It's actually a little bit heavy. What I think could happen, you know what? Why don't we change our differential? What I would like what I think would be good is if we did a little bit more weight reduction. Let's put this back to, what was it, 75? Let's put that back stock and see what happens. Now, I think the problem is it's a little bit heavy and the ass end just sways like crazy when you get the back wheel spinning. There we go. That's actually a little bit better. So, okay, putting too much power to the rear diff, helping a little bit. I'm going to keep that in mind, actually. So, yeah, I was going to say some weight reduction could help this. Woo! But to be honest, it was just changing the differential settings. Now, I'm going to keep that in mind for cars that are like way too overpowered. Instead of turning off the traction, let's try messing with those differentials a little bit, you know? Maybe take back some of the power that's going to the rear wheels instead of having traction control. Cut power completely together. So you learn stuff every day. Been playing Forza for a long time, like, you know, since Forza 2, I think, was the first Forza game that I ever had. So that's, you know, you learn something new every single day. So my verdict, this thing actually a fun car, but to be honest, just an absolute looker, and I would be honored to own one of these cars in real life. So with that being said, I'm thinking we are going to put an end to this video, get our little screenshot here. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out the channel. We got all kinds of videos up already, and you know, tons of playlists, so go check those out. So with that being said, I'm thinking this is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's about it, man. It's your boy, Don Squally. We're going to catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace.